So I am my zodiac sign is a horse, so I'm a freedom seeker. And my other zodiac sign is Scorpio, so I'm a very stubborn person. Love and hate relationship. I either love something so much that I would devote and very focus and put a lot of effort in. But when I hate it, I completely stay away from it and I don't touch it anymore. I would just abandon the project. So I'm also being told by what do you call it? The psychics, the fortune tellers, that I'm an idealist. So I was in New Orleans, French Quarter, Jackson Square, and it's a tourist place, and a lot of psychics, the tarot card readers, and they would sit there. And years ago, I paid $40 just so somebody can read my sign. And he held my fingers up and these two fingers and push one down and let go and push one down and let go a few times and my finger just keep on popping up being straight. It wasn't like hard straight, but it was just natural. And by the way I held my finger, he told me I was a idealist just because he was trying to bend me this way and I wasn't listening to his instruction. So I was just doing it my own way, but I wasn't pushing it really hard so that he could still bend my finger, but I will always go back to my own self. So I just kind of believe that, not just believe, but I pay attention to the things that I do, how I um, handle different things that's happening. So I think that's my personality. So for me, belonging is not an issue because I find a way to avoid the kind of internal conflict. And if I calculate or worry about something that's outside of my control, if other people accept me, other people want to connect with me, other people want to have some collaboration or anything with me, then I worry too much about something that is outside of my control. So belonging to me is I belong to myself. I don't care what others think or say. And so I was never a very top student when I was in China. So I was there until seventh grade, so the first grade of middle school. And I know that every time there's a test or homework, there was always a list that's posted on the back of the classroom in the blackboard. And there's a name list, and there's like 40 students. The top one is the one who's got the best grade, the teacher's pet, and they know everything in the book and they are like the class they have like these three lines, like the first line on the side, that's the top manager of the class. The two line maybe get to manage like one row of the table and chair, and the one line is some kind of group manager but smaller, and I was never any of them. And if I was ever in charge, I'm in charge of cleaning up the classroom before we close the door. So, and if my name was on that list, I'm like 26, 30, maybe 39. I was never 40. But my test score was never that good. I used to take a long time to do homework, a lot of times not being able to finish, but that's just how I grow up. And I always blame the school for being too hard, then blame myself for not being a good student. So that was just me because I was maybe a little mischievous at the time. And so when I came to the US, I was 13. And I remember in the classroom, I was only Asian. I was the smallest child, I was the shortest one because at that age, many people are at least foot taller than me. I have to look up this way just to talk to somebody. And at the time, the girls are wearing earrings, heavy necklace, heavy makeup, long eyelashes, and all that. And from where I came from, we were not allowed to do any of it. So, and then the girls, they had purses that are, I think, bigger than their school bag. It's full of makeups and, hair ties and some other personal things. So I saw the difference, but I wasn't used to doing the same thing. So, and of course, at the time, my English wasn't good. So if they were saying anything about me, how I was different or anything derogatory, I wouldn't understand anyway. So because I didn't understand, I don't care. And also, if at any point I felt like they were looking at me, they may be talking about me, then I just defend myself. I'm not defending myself by talking back to them. I'm defending myself by talking to myself that I'm thinking something about them. Just because I'm not saying it, that doesn't mean that I think all the good stuff. So with that, it has a balance. And I took the time to, I guess, gradually get more comfortable with the language and the culture and all that. And by the time I got to college, it was like my first time seeing Asian people. But the problem was for me, I was freshman, and the only Asian people that were in that college, they were already in their MBAs. They were already in their 30s, probably marry and have kids because they are the international students who already complete their study from their country and then they came to advance. So even though they were Asian, I look at them and I smile. They look at me, but we have no conversation because of the different education level, the different life experience. So at that point, I just didn't care whether I belong in the American community or I belong in the Asian community. I just made up my own identity. It's whatever is comfortable for myself, then it doesn't really matter. Um, I've been like that for pretty much all the beginning of my work career and just kind of learn my way through the different social experience. And I think it works well for me just because the less worry, less comparison, less calculation of who may think of what, who may do something, then it just bothers me less. So I was able to just focus on myself as long as I'm keeping the right check, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, I attract the kind of people that want to be friends with me. And those ones who don't want to do anything with me, I probably don't want to do anything with them anyway. So I don't try really hard to be belonging for anything. I just belong to myself.